Yo, 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 peace and blessings, y'all. Peace and blessings. Come in, rest your swords, rest your shields. Take off your shoes, okay? Come in, relax, all right? And, we already ate and everything. It's probably going to be a late night. It's a full moon, strawberry moon. Get your manifestations ready. You know what I'm saying? Make sure stuff is cleaned up. You know what it is that you got to do, right? So today's topic is going to be on modesty and conduct in the church, right? And two verses that speak about modesty and conduct in the church. All right, so we got 1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 9 and 10, right? It advises women to dress modestly with decency and propriety, adoring themselves with good deeds rather than with elaborate hairstyles or gold or pearls or expensive clothes. Right? Then you got 1 Timothy chapter 2, 11 and 12 discuss church order, stating, "Let a woman quietly with all submissiveness. I do not permit a woman to teach or to exercise authority over a man. Rather, she is to remain quiet." Alright, so the first one is advise women to dress modesty. You know what I'm saying? Modesty is real cool. Your man prefers it. Like, say like a man that values women, he prefers his woman to dress normal. You feel me? He prefers his women to dress normal, to dress modest, to dress like a church girl. Women already know this, and any of this information I'm pretty sure women are already aware of, but they're choosing the opposite. And this is why a lot of women do not subscribe to Christianity, because they want to do what they want. A lot of women will say that they're grown, right? So, dressing modesty with decency, propriety, adorning themselves with good deeds rather than with elaborate hairstyles or gold or pearls or expensive clothes. So basically doing good deeds, going out and helping people out. That's what Timothy says. Timothy says, yo, that's what a man appreciates. So if you're doing good deeds for a man, you feel what I'm saying? So good deeds matter, long story short. Good deeds matter. Good deeds matter. Rather than with elaborate hairstyles or gold or pearls or expensive clothes. Women like those things, and a lot of women succumb to those things because they're not really strong. They haven't really been raised, unfortunately raised properly. So a lot of these women succumb to elaborate hairstyles, gold or pearls or expensive clothes. It's just they don't really have control of themselves, where they don't know how to say no to certain things. Unfortunately, that is where they're weak at. That is their weak area, and all men know that. Any strong woman, any woman that's strong, that has confidence, they're not going to embrace in those things. They'll rather embrace in the good deeds of their man. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like it's a lot of those type of women out here in America. It seems like America has defeated a lot of these women. This is very unfortunate. This is not something that I'm proud of. This is not something that I want to boast about. But it's not looking good for our women, because this is what I see a lot of. And it's kind of disappointing, because some of these women value their hairstyles more than helping out their certain types of men that could protect their community. Also, they're giving their energy to other people because they don't have the discernment, and unfortunately they haven't been following the laws of the Bible, right? So a lot of them are infatuated with shiny things and gold, like children, And that's how people get them. For example, if you want to get a weak woman, all you got to do is dress up, shine, wear good quality clothes, join a running club, and tell them what they want to hear, and they fall for it. So all you gotta do is wear gold and some expensive clothes, because your personality, like a strong woman and a positive woman and a woman that is a real bourgeois, she's gonna look for a man that not just has potential, but she has a keen sense of knowing who she could build her kingdom with. Unfortunately, that's why, and I don't even like saying this because it doesn't really sit well with me that I'm kind of like caught in the mix of this, because I'm more so kind of disappointed at this. But they fall for the okie doke, but a wise woman doesn't. A wise woman, she'll just stay in the house. She makes her money at home. She doesn't deal with multiple people. She might have one or two friends, and she uses her discernment, right? And this is part of the reason why I think we are in the end times, because this is a strong chance that it's a chance that we could go extinct due to the behavior of our counterparts, as well as some of the weak men that we have out here as well, that are also willing to discard their women and treat them any type of way. So we do have a lot of weak men out here as well. So now we have Timothy, right? We got Timothy. 1 Timothy chapter 2 verse 11 and 12 discusses church order, right? Stating, let a woman learn quietly with all submissiveness. Timothy also says that I do not permit a woman to teach or to exercise authority over a man. Rather, she is to remain quiet. It's obvious that the one black woman, and just women in general, including the black woman, has been taken advantage of due to her possibly following certain things in the Bible, which explains why she's not fond of the Bible, because she feels like she doesn't have freedom. However, if she did understand that she was a chosen one, then being submissive to the right man and doing all of this to the right man, it ends up working out, right? However, like I said, we don't have a rites of passage that properly prepares men to even treat women in a certain type of way as well, right? I think we're getting it down packed. I think that's what the chosen one journey is all about. It's to properly prepare people, and it's okay. I think it's like a hit and miss. We'll see how that works out. They don't permit a woman to teach or exercise authority over a man. I've seen it multiple times where men have moved in with women, and then the woman has the power in the situation, and she just kicks the person out if she feels like emotionally threatened or just uncomfortable in the house. She'll kick a person out. There have been times where women have been in positions of authority. Men do that too. Men are definitely in positions of authority where they do things. But I've also seen it very common when it comes to men moving in with women, including when I went to the homeless shelter. That was most men's story of why they were in the homeless shelter, but who's to say? I don't know the full story, but that was a lot of men's situation. I have seen some women preach really well. I don't necessarily have an issue with, women sharing their testimony and preaching and certain things like that. However, I have witnessed many women be manipulated to do things that satisfy their carnal nature rather than a good nature, But, who's to say it isn't 50-50? There could be 50% good women, 50% bad women. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? I'm not out here collecting data right now. But this is what the Bible says, right? In Timothy chapter 2, verse 11 and 12, right? So if you are a believer in Jesus, and this is what is taught, that you're not warranted to teach or to exercise authority over a man. You're not allowed to teach. But I wonder what was Timothy's experience for him to say something like that. You know what I'm saying? What was his experience like to see that? Like, what made him say that? Right? What was Timothy's story? But I could see how it's playing out today for sure. When you go on YouTube and you hear how a lot of these women are talking, and the things that they're spewing, as far as it doesn't have to be religious, but just basically talking about regular topics, you can see the disconnect and sometimes even the trauma. Now, this isn't to like poke holes, you know what I'm saying? But when you go online, you've seen it, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people seen it. A lot of people have seen the actions as well through CCTV, So this isn't something that is made up. And if you do believe in the Bible, that the Bible has some truth in it, do you believe that this is part of the truth? All right, guys, peace and blessings.